Wilson just unveiled its newest commercial for Caitlin Clark's signature basketball collection, and let's just say, it's a cinematic masterpiece. If Caitlin Clark on the court is poetry in motion, this ad is her visual mixtape. Fans aren't just impressed, they're electrified. In under a minute, Wilson managed to bottle up the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, her impact, her story, her connection to fans, and exactly why she's the undisputed face of women's basketball. I don't think you could have a more perfect, a more perfect promotion campaign for anyone as what Wilson are just doing for Caitlin Clark. It's been legitimately perfect. But the magic isn't just in the marketing. The balls themselves are mini miracles of storytelling. Every inch of the design screams Caitlin Clark, with a level of care and customization that shows Wilson wasn't just creating a product, they were building a legacy. I'll get into all the jaw-dropping details soon, but here's the headline. Caitlin Clark just became only the second basketball player ever to receive a full Wilson signature line. The first, a guy named Michael Jeffrey Jordan. No pressure, and that's where the conversation takes a sharp turn. Because when fans saw this drop, they all had the same thought. How on earth does Caitlin Clark, literally the most talked about, Googled, followed, and watched female athlete in the world, not have a signature shoe yet? It's baffling. It's bonkers. It's Nike-level baffling. Well, a Nike insider may have finally spilled the tea. And if what they're saying is true, the explanation is not just disappointing. It's downright infuriating. Especially once you compare it to what Wilson just pulled off with flair, precision, and actual respect. Now back to Wilson, because while Nike's out here fumbling, Wilson's putting on a masterclass. They've been riding with Caitlin from day one. Her first signature line last year. Massive success. It wasn't just a product launch, it was a cultural moment. And once again, just so we're clear, Michael Jordan is the only other hooper to get this treatment from Wilson. This year, they didn't just run it back. They went bigger, better, bolder. Wilson and Caitlin didn't slap a name on a ball. They crafted 4 unique basketballs, each packed with personality, purpose, and insane attention to detail. Let's talk about the Aspire ball. At first glance, it's minimal, gray, clean, sleek. But the second sunlight hits it, boom! Messages start glowing in fever red. Dream big, keep going. And most touching of all, you're going to be amazing because you are amazing. That line, straight from Caitlin's pre-game ritual, it's what she tells Aaliyah Boston before every game. This isn't branding, it's personal storytelling. So we'll go through the Aspire. So this is using a reasonably newer technology of ours, VUV technologies. The pattern that actually reveals is different positive affirmations for the athletes who are actually taking it outside to play with it. It's all about the details. Wow, that's awesome. Next up, the Envision ball. This one's built for outdoor play, decorated with what looks like a trippy maze design, until you look closely. Then you realize it subtly spells out dream big over and over. It's like motivational graffiti, but on a basketball. Now let's talk about the Oasis ball. This one's dipped in Caitlin's favorite shade, light blue. But it's not just a color choice. One of the panels features a bird's eye view of a golf course, nodding to Caitlin's love for golfing. It's a slick way to connect her off-court passion with her on-court presence. Okay, so we got Oasis. I will say, this is my favorite from just seeing at first glance. The pattern is a bit of an abstract illustration of what water looks like, and then also you're seeing the fairway, the greens, that's also kind of interspersed in the pattern too. It's amazing. It's hard to pick a favorite ball, but this is going to be up there with that. Yeah, and finally, the crown jewel, the Embrace ball. It's regulation-ready, EVO-NXT quality, built for real gameplay. League rules meant they had to keep the flashiness in check, but Wilson still worked their magic. Around the air hole and tucked inside the Wilson logo is a soft sunburst pattern in, you guessed it, Caitlin's signature light blue. But wait, there's more. That design, it's a decibel meter made from real crowd noise recorded at a fever game. Literal fan energy embedded into the ball. Wilson could have stopped there. They already delivered the goods. But then they dropped the commercial, visually stunning, emotionally resonant, and undeniably Caitlin. No gimmicks, no fluff. Just hoop, heart, and hustle. Which brings us to the elephant in the sneaker closet. Nike. How is it that Wilson, is setting the standard for signature athlete gear, while Nike, the self-proclaimed king of basketball culture, is still dragging its feet? Word from a Nike insider suggests delays tied to internal hesitation, red tape, and a bit of the old-school corporate doubt. Apparently, they didn't expect Caitlin to blow up this big, this fast. That's a problem. Because with Caitlin Clark, you don't wait to believe. You act, you invest, you elevate. Wilson understood the assignment. Nike's still looking for the syllabus. What Wilson got right, and Nike keeps missing, is that Caitlin Clark's appeal isn't complicated. She's a baller's baller. She's got range, vision, leadership, swagger, and she puts butts in seats. You don't need to reinvent the wheel for her. You just need to celebrate her love for the game. There is no better way to promote Caitlin Clark. She doesn't need any promotion or pre-game fits. There doesn't need to be any even a Nike terrible promotion is like, you can't win, so win, while ignoring her. You don't need a seat with her. It doesn't need to be any that crap. It doesn't need to be any bells and whistles. All you have to do is promote basketball. That's the magic of Caitlin. She's not trying to sell a brand. She is the brand. Authentic, intense, joyful. Watch her hit the court, and it's pure serotonin. She's not chasing viral moments. They happen naturally because she's just that good. Even her collabs are must-watch events. Endless engagement and not a single gimmick in sight. Just Caitlin being Caitlin. Dead-eye shots, contagious energy, genuine connection. Then you've got her recent media interview, where she opened up about her injury. What did she miss most? Not the cameras, not the attention, the game, the grind. That's who she is. Wired to win, built to get better. I think at times the hardest part is just not being able to be involved in practice. I love practice, not a ton of people always enjoy coming to practice every single day, but that's something I really enjoy. I really enjoy coming out here and competing every single day with my teammates. That's probably honestly what I miss most. Obviously I miss the games. That goes for anybody that's ever hurt, but I love practice. I love getting better. Stephanie White, the Fever's head coach, nailed it. When camp started, she didn't talk about Caitlin's endorsements or social following. She talked about her fire, her prep, her hunger. Caitlin Clark shows up every day like it's a Game 7. That's why her fans love her. That's why she's the face of this league. For anyone who's been dialed in, this is the ultimate mic drop to that tired old take that Caitlin Clark was just handed fame on a silver platter. Spoiler alert, she earned every ounce of it. This wasn't some fast-tracked popularity contest. It was built off tireless effort, rock-solid consistency, and a full-blown love affair with the game. We'll dive deeper into how Nike fits into this mess in a moment. But first, let's hear from a legend, Hall of Famer Cynthia Cooper, who put it best. Wilson didn't just roll out a product. They captured Caitlin's essence both as a player and a human being. The end result? It's not just stylish, it's downright inspirational. Now contrast that with the brand that should be cashing in big right now but somehow isn't. Nike. Seriously, if anyone should be rocking her own sneaker line by now, it's Caitlin Clark. The charisma, the following, the gravity. She's got MJ-level pull. So where are the Kate Force ones? Because when you stack Wilson's tailor-made masterpiece against Nike's radio silence, you start scratching your head. Yes, we've heard whispers about a shoe coming eventually, but come on. Jordan had his signature kicks in year one, so did LeBron. When Nike spots a transcendent star, they usually sprint, not crawl. Delaying this makes zero business sense. And let's be real, Nike isn't dumb. So what gives? Well, we finally might have an answer. Enter Jordan Rogers, former Nike marketing insider of 15 years, who dropped some serious insight. And what he revealed? Yeah, it's maddening. I want to show you two different charts here. One, your stock price since 2021, it is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you are the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Nike isn't having the best time in the sales department. The classics, Jordans and whatnot, aren't flying off shelves like they used to. They need new blood, something with real cultural force. Caitlin Clark is sitting right there like a human cash register, yet Nike's acting like it's still reviewing her application. Why is the most buzzed about athlete in the country being slow-walked to the spotlight? Rogers' tea gives us a clue, and it's not pretty. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years and you've been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there, but this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation, and we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe. Did you notice the subtle plug of Asia Wilson's A1 sneakers in that clip Rogers posted? That wasn't random. And remember how Nike ghosted Caitlin's Iowa homecoming game against Brazil? That was a massive event, not just for Caitlin but for the entire WNBA. 15,000 tickets evaporated in minutes, and the game pulled 1.3 million TV viewers for an exhibition. Yet Nike stayed dead silent. No shout-out, no tweet, not even a lazy repost. The silence was so awkward that Caitlin's own boyfriend reposted a tweet publicly calling Nike out. And I don't know if you saw, but her boyfriend, on his page, reposted this, which I guess it could have been an accident, but I'm gonna assume, y'all don't got internet or what? That's because apparently Nike didn't say anything. They were radio silent. When the inner circle starts sounding alarms, it's a safe bet something's wrong. And now we know what it is. It all comes back to Asia. Her shoe launch just so happened to drop days after Caitlin's blockbuster homecoming. So now the theory that Nike hit the mute button to avoid overshadowing Asia? It's looking less like speculation and more like fact. And after Rogers spilled the behind-the-scenes tea, that theory's practically stamped approved. Here's the reality. It's the same drama playing out in the league. The very internal politics that are stifling Caitlin's promotional momentum in the WNBA are now seeping into Nike's strategy, and no one's calling it out more clearly than Stephen A. Smith. He peeled back the layers and explained exactly why this is a generational miss. Then you have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out like this had been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you deserved and you warranted long before she ever came along. There's a clear entitlement in certain WNBA circles, mixed with a thick fog of jealousy surrounding Caitlin Clark. And to be fair, it's not personal. Most of these players respect Caitlin's insane talent. Legends, analysts, and fans constantly back her. She's earned that admiration. But at the same time, there's an unmistakable resentment. And it's so strong, it feels like the league itself is hesitant to ride her wave. Instead of embracing what she's built, they're pulling back like they're afraid of eclipsing others. Like Jordan and Kobe came along, there was resentment. I mean, the list goes on and on. It happens. So to me, there's nothing wrong with the resentment that you may feel towards what she represents. It's actually good because it provokes a level of hostility, which elevates the competitive fervor, and y'all go out there and compete, and everybody gets paid. But unfortunately, you almost feel like you have some folks within the WNBA that wishes that would rather not be in a very fruitful position because of their resentment towards her, and they won't admit it, but I've been talking about it for months. And guess what? Nike is doing the same thing. They're holding a marketing goldmine but playing it cautiously, almost like they're waiting for everyone else to go first. And that hesitation, it might be why we won't see Caitlin's shoe until 2026. They're trying to give Asia's line space a window to breathe, to make sales before the Caitlin tidal wave inevitably hits. Because once Caitlin's kicks drop, it's game over. Her shoe won't just top WNBA charts, it'll rival the biggest basketball shoes globally. And it won't just be hardcore fans lining up, it'll be the general public, the sports dads, the little girls in driveways, the sneakerheads. So yeah, it smells a lot like ego, and politics are steering the ship, and into the wrong direction. And make no mistake, this cautious strategy might be costing everyone. Because every time Caitlin lights up the sports world, it elevates the WNBA. Everyone wins. Teams, sponsors, teammates, everybody benefits. Slowing that train for the sake of appearances does more harm than good. It's been projected that Caitlin Clark could be worth $1 billion to the WNBA in 2025. $1 billion. And we've seen what happens when she's not playing. Ticket prices plummet. Viewership tanks. Remember that game against the Sky? Fever tickets were going for $3. That's a matinee movie ticket, not a professional sporting event. That's the Caitlin effect. Or more accurately, the lack of it. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things. Why is Nike continuing to wait so long into her WNBA career when you could have put something out out last year and it would have sold out. It doesn't make much sense. And the sad part, the Wilson campaign proves what could be. The precision, the storytelling, the pure basketball joy. It's everything fans want. No messy politics, no strange silence, just respect and celebration. But instead of leveraging that energy now, in a CBA year no less, the WNBA and Nike are stuck on pause. Meanwhile, their so-called breakout star, Angel Reese, is trending, but not for breaking ankles or buzzer beaters. Nope. She's becoming a meme factory thanks to missed layups and embarrassing clips. And let's be clear, this isn't about tearing Angel down, but it is about calling out a mismatch in strategy. Because while Caitlin is benched with an injury, she's still more relevant, more viral, and more influential than the players on the court. So when you elevate a player to rival Caitlin, and all the internet sees are bricks and blocked shots, something's not clicking. Those viral clips don't highlight dominance. They spotlight missed fundamentals. And meanwhile, Angel already has a shoe with Reebok. So here we are, Nike twiddling its thumbs while Wilson flexes creative genius, and the league choosing pride over progress. What's happening is simple. A once-in-a-generation star is stuck in marketing limbo while everyone tiptoes around optics. At some point, the league and its sponsors need to stop overthinking and just lean into what works. This isn't a zero-sum game. Caitlin's rise doesn't dim others. It lifts the entire league. So why fight the tide? It's time for both the WNBA and Nike to stop worrying about who's getting more airtime and start asking the real question. How do we keep this momentum going? Because if they don't wake up soon, they're not just leaving money on the table, they're leaving the door wide open for someone else to do it better. Wilson didn't hesitate. They saw the moment, believed in the star, and delivered. Meanwhile, Nike, the brand known for betting big, is stuck second-guessing. It's time to fix that. It's time to stop playing politics and start playing to win. If you think Nike is messing up, then comment fumbling the bag down below.